Hello po! Good day po sa inyong lahat, teachers, faculty, especially the class advisors. Mang Don po ulit, your guidance counselor. And for this INSET, I am tasked for the second day to discuss about the orientation and the implementation of homeroom guidance for school year 2021 to 2022. Okay, so welcome po sa ating INSET. Sana po nag-i-enjoy po kayo kasi actually po itong topic na to, matagal ko na po talaga itong pangarap na ma-discuss ever since na na-assign po ako dito sa DepEd. Okay, so kumusta po kayong lahat? Si ma'am na naka-blue na duster, si sir na nagkakape ngayong umaga. Good morning po sa inyo. Okay, so actually po ito pong HRDP, nakapag-webinar na po kami nitong mga guidance counselors a few weeks after I was hired. So actually hanggang ngayon pinag-aaralan ko pa siya kasi talagang naninibago pa ako talaga. And nasa period of adjustment pa po ako, honestly. Okay, so why do I need to discuss this? Actually po, ang HRDP po, minsan, naririnig ko din, may mga teachers na ayaw nito kasi parang nagmumukha siyang additional sa workload natin. Pero, required po itong i-discuss natin sa mga bata. Okay? So, before anything else, gusto ko po muna magpasalamat sa inyo para nabigyan po ako ng opportunity to discuss this kasi matagal ko na siyang pinaplano as a separate webinar kaya lang nabigyan ako ng opportunity. Thank you, Ma'am Alice, for this opportunity po. Okay po? So, sana po sit back and relax at i-discuss ko po yung mga slides na naibigay po sa amin ng STO. Okay po? Okay po. So, let's first define the homeroom guidance. So, ano ba talaga yung homeroom guidance program na sinasabi natin? So, to define, sabi dito, it is a comprehensive, developmental, and proactive program designed to equip K-12 learners with life skills on 3 domains: academic development, personal and social development, and career development. Actually po, homeroom guidance, this is actually a definition from the division memorandum about the HRGP. Okay, so bakit ba kailangan ng homeroom guidance? At saan ba ito galing? Okay, so homeroom guidance po, it is part of the information service of the guidance office. Ano naman yung information service? So, information service, as part of the services of the guidance office, besides counseling and testing and career development program, sabi dito, information service is an activity whereby descriptive materials and media are accumulated, organized, and disseminated through individual advising or counseling or through planned group activities. Para po ma-explain ko yan, ang information service po, ito po yung mga pagkakampaign ng guidance. It is either online or printed materials na dinidisseminate po namin. So, halimbawa, nagdi-disseminate po ako ng mga flyers about depression, or meron sana kaming Facebook page wherein we can post na pwede po kami mag-telecounseling, pwedeng mag-chat sa akin yung mga bata kapag may pinagdadaanan sila. Okay, so ito pong HRGP, nakalagay po ito sa information service kasi this is one of the sources ng guidance na para maka-reach out kami sa kanila. So kasama po dito yung orientation seminars kapag nagsisimula yung klase, and also yung mga pa-webinars namin or yung mga seminars. For example, personality development or yung pagdating sa anxiety and depression ng mga seminar, something like that. So, it's more of campaigning of what the guidance can do and information sa mga bata about certain topics. Okay po? Okay, so in behalf po of the guidance counselors, I would like to point this out po. HRGP is not the same or is even unequal to the ESP subject or the edukasyon sa pagpapakatao. Okay? So, kasi po, minsan, dun po nami-misinterpret magkaiba po yan. So, yung HRDP po, sabi ko kanina, meron siyang 3 domains, which is the academic development, personal and social development, and career development. So, yun po yung dinidiscuss sa mga bata kapag nagtuturo po tayo ng HRDP. Minsan po yung HRDP, if you can remember, nung mga bata pa po kayo, hindi actually wala siyang module, ganyan. And ang nangyayari sa HRGP is nangongolekta yung teacher ng class fund, or kung hindi naman kaya pinagpapalinis yung mga bata, or kung hindi naman kaya, nagmi-meeting kayo sa Christmas party. So, I understand, HRGP is like an additional workload, pero just this year, or kahit nung last year, napag-isipan na ibalik yung HRGP. Actually, HRGP before, it was called as RHGP. It was implemented by the late Senator Raul Roco, Bicolano din siya. Doon po yan nagsimula. And then, naibalik ulit siya ngayon, especially nung pandemic, kasi tumataas po yung suicide cases of the students and the teachers. Kaya ngayon, naibalik po yung HRGP. Okay, so, I don't know kung ginagawa ninyo ito dating subject, pero ngayon, ini-implement na po ito kasi dito po, nangyayari kasi dito sa HRGP is kayong mga teachers, kayo yung nagbe-bridge sa mga bata between the guidance and the students. So, kumbaga, ako, na lagi lang akong nandito sa school, I am the mental health professional, yung mga bata, mas nakaka-reach out sila sa inyo. And through this HRGP, doon natin sila matutulungan kasi pwede nyo silang ma-refer sa akin. Or, ako naman, yung mga information ko sa guidance, kayo naman yung magpapaabot sa kanila. So, ganun po yung purpose ng HRGP, kaya to ini-implement sa mga schools. Okay, so paano po ba ginagawa yung ating HRGP? So, in these slides, I will show you, galing po ito sa DO. Okay, so dito po muna tayo sa procedure. So, I'm just going to discuss this in brief. Hindi ko po i-discuss yung buong memo. So, ito lang po yung slides na pinili ko na i-discuss po natin for this morning. So, procedure, implementation of the program shall be governed and guided by the following principles and policies. Number 1, nomenclature. Homeroom guidance shall be reflected in the class program of every school and other school documents such as SF9, Form 138 report card, and SF10. Okay, as homeroom guidance. However, its details, the learner's assessment tool, nabubulol na ako, Annex 5, shall be attached as SF9 and SF10 whenever being issued to requesting party. However po, naglabas po ng memo ulit noong November na i-attach nyo na lang po yung HRGP evaluation doon po sa forms ng mga bata. Okay, so ito po yung form ipapakita ko po sa inyo if you can recall kasi po linagay din po ito sa GC natin ni Ma'am Alice. Okay, and then homeroom guidance shall not be viewed as a formal learning area like edukasyon sa pagpapakatao or ESP, sabi ko po kanina, and the like. It shall be treated as a program that will help learners develop the competencies needed in the 3 domains. Hence, its delivery in class is quite informal but still follows the structured learning experience flow. Kasi po, ang pagkakaiba niya sa ESP talaga is yung meron pong career development, wherein hinahanda natin yung mga bata sa kung anong course ang kukunin nila sa college, and so as how can they be equipped after, kung gusto nilang magtrabaho after senior high, or kung gusto ulit nilang mag-aral for college. Okay? So, kasama po yan sa mga advocacies ng guidance, wherein nadidiscuss po yan sa HRGP. Okay? Next, class advisors shall be assigned to implement the program with the technical assistance of the guidance counselor. If the school does not have a guidance counselor, the school head may assign a guidance designate, but he or she should be provided with proper training specific to the implementation of homeroom guidance. Okay, so even po sa private na nakapag-conduct na rin po ako ng homeroom guidance, it's just that iba talaga yung sa public. Okay. Teaching load. Teaching homeroom guidance shall be equivalent to 1 teaching load on top of the teacher's advisory and subjects load. And then, class program, the homeroom guidance shall be scheduled once a week. Okay, so parehas din po sa private, once a week din po kami nagdi-discuss nito. Next, okay, 6, time allotment. Okay, so for the grades 1 to grade 12, we have 60 minutes of discussion ng HRGP. And then, learning modality, the homeroom guidance shall be delivered in different learning modalities depending on the needs of the learner and the school's capability. So, pwede pong modular, pwede rin pong online. And then, learning materials, the homeroom guidance, self-learning modules will be issued by the Department of Education through the Bureau of Learning Resources. This will be posted in the DepEd Learning Resource Portal. On hand po, meron na po ako na printed na module quarter 1 ng mga module. Yung iba po, ipaprint pa po. But sooner or later, I will talk to Mamora about this. Kasi ngayon po, meron na po ako sa laptop ko na hanggang quarter 3. Okay? Pero wala pa po akong quarter 3 nung grades 9 and then grade 11 and 12. Kasi hindi pa po siya rini-release. Meron pa lang po akong quarter 3, grade 7, 8, and 10. Okay po. Next. Okay, so 9, medium of instruction. The self-learning modules are written in English, but the regions may opt to translate the learning material in their mother tongue or any language convenient to the learners to ensure participation and interaction during the session and better understanding of the concepts. So, pwede po kayong mag-Bicol, whatever you are comfortable with, basta naiintindihan ng mga bata. Okay, and then, collaboration with the family and community is also encouraged in order to create a venue for the learners in developing such life skills. Parents may refer to the gabay sa magulang found in the SLM in order to guide their children in accomplishing the activities. So, for example po, ito po yung module 1 from quarter 1. Makikita nyo naman po yan dito sa simula ng page. Ayan, ano ko pa kasi to, ipapa-spiral ko pa. Okay. And then, 11, orientation and capacity building. The central office, through the Bureau of Curriculum Development, shall conduct orientation and capacity building to region and division supervisors in charge of guidance and counseling. So, hindi pa naman ako dyan kasama. Okay, next. Okay, next. Regions, schools, divisions, and schools shall conduct trainings for the program implementers to capacitate and prepare them for the implementation of homeroom guidance MELCs. Okay, so ito po yung timeline ng pagdidistribute po ng homeroom guidance. Kasama na dyan yung pagpa-webinar sa amin. However, kinakailangan kong humabol that time kasi kakahire ko pa lang nung first week ko dito. Tapos, ito na, dumating na siya. Okay? Pakita ko lang po sa inyo. Okay, number 12, Learners Development Assessment Tool. Homeroom guidance assessment results shall be distributed and discussed by the class advisor during the parent-teacher conference. This shall be issued as an attachment to the learner's report card. Okay, so napakita ko na po sa inyo kanina yung memo. 13, DepEd schools shall include all expenses relative to homeroom guidance in their annual implementation plan or the AIP and school improvement plan, SIP. Okay, so na-implement naman natin yan. Then 14, non-implementation or improper implementation of homeroom guidance shall be subject to existing applicable administrative actions. So, kinakailangan po talaga na magdi-discuss po talaga tayo ng homeroom guidance sa mga bata. So, so far, meron kaming group chat ng mga guidance sa SDO. In-update naman namin yung isa't isa kung nakapag-orient na and nakapag-distribute na ng module. So, ayan, documented po yan. Okay, next po. So, what are the roles and responsibilities of DepEd offices? So, the school head supervises and monitors the implementation of homeroom guidance and ensures that proper intervention for each learner will be provided. Specifically, the school head shall ensure the following: A. Planning for the annual HG implementation and monitoring. B. Preparing of timelines or calendar of activities, monitoring plan for the entire duration of the program, and inclusion of HG in the school forms. So that's SF9 and SF10. Then C, allocating budget for homeroom guidance that is included in the school improvement plan, SIP, and annual implementation plan, AIP. Yes po, may budget po ang HRGP. Then, and especially yung pag-reproduce ng ating modules. Then, T, adhering to the stipulated loading of teachers and class programming for school year 2001 to 2022. Next, okay, continue for the school, providing the necessary equipment, so computer, printer, photocopier, risograph, etc., and supplies, printing materials, office supplies, etc. Okay, so makikipag-coordinate po ako nito kay Mamora. Then, F, strengthening partnership with stakeholders. G, orienting the teachers, parents, learners, and other stakeholders in which we are doing it right now, orientation. each creating mechanisms that would ensure efficient distribution and retrieval of homeroom guidance modules and outputs. Then I, preparing and conducting of homeroom guidance class observation. Mamaya papakita ko po yung mga forms. Nasa Annex 1 kasi siya. And then, submitting the homeroom guidance school implementation report. Okay? So, next slide po. So, ito naman, roles and responsibilities pa din. Guidance counselor or guidance designate, ako yun, serves as the program manager and ensures the correct content and pedagogy of homeroom guidance in school. Specifically, the guidance counselor or guidance designate shall ensure the following. A. Assist the school head in the planning for the annual HG implementation and monitoring. B. Prepare the annual budget proposal on homeroom guidance implementation. C. Conduct the orientation of teachers, parents, learners, and other stakeholders. D. Coordinate with the class advisors on the implementation of homeroom guidance. And E. Provide technical assistance to class advisors and other guidance services or interventions to learners without violating the provisions stipulated in the RA 9258, which is the Guidance and Counseling Act of 2004. Okay? Then, ito naman, class advisor. So, class advisor serves as homeroom guidance implementer in the class. So, hindi po ako magtuturo, kayo po. Specifically, the class advisor shall ensure the following. A. Distribution, facilitation, and retrieval of homeroom guidance, SLMs, and outputs in different learning modalities. B. Evaluation and discussion of learners' development assessment results to the learners and parents quarterly. C. Accomplishment of SF9 and SF10 in accordance to the learners' development assessment results. D. Referral of learner to the guidance counselor only if counseling intervention or other guidance services are needed. And E. Collaboration with co-teachers and parents in developing the competencies of the learners at home. Kasi po, makikita nyo po yan kung kumusta yung sagot ng mga bata. Okay. Sometimes, there will always be questions, madidetect mo kung may problema yung bata. So, that's the time na pwede po kayong pumunta sa akin para humingi ng tulong. Halimbawa, cryptic yung mga sinasagot or nagrarant sa Facebook, ganon. Okay, next po. Okay, so ano naman ba yung roles and responsibilities of DepEd offices dito sa Schools Division Office? So, Curriculum Implementation Division or the CID through the ESP Supervisor in coordination with School Governance and Operations Division or the SGOD through its designated guidance and counseling focal person serves as the division program manager of the homeroom guidance and coordinates with the guidance counselor or guidance designate of schools. Specifically, schools division program managers shall ensure the following. So, A. Curriculum Implementation Division, ESP Supervisor. Then, ang ginagawa niya, localize and indigenize the content and pedagogy, translation of SLMs to mother tongue, creation of instructional videos, radio-based instruction, and other blended learning materials. Then, conduct orientation to the school program managers, school head, guidance counselors, designates, and class advisors on HG curriculum and guidelines. And conduct monitoring of homeroom guidance, so checking of schools class program, teachers loading, schools monitoring plans, schools implementation observation, and consolidate and submit the annual division accomplishment report on HG implementation. So, sa kanila naman yan. Hindi naman kayo dun kasama. Okay, next. So, sa regional office naman po, the Curriculum and Learning Management Division, CLMD, ano ba yung ginagawa nila? Ayan, so the ESB Supervisor in coordination with the Education Support Services Division or the ESSD. Ang ESSD po natin is Ma'am Maria Cristina Gino Barroso. Okay. Through its designated guidance and counseling focal person, serves as the program manager in the region. So, A. Curriculum and Learning Management Division or the CLMD, ESP Supervisor, ginagawa nila is conduct orientation of division program managers. So, that's the SDS, ASDS, Division ESP Supervisors, Division Guidance Counselor or Designate, PSDS, and the school heads. And then, monitor the conduct of homeroom guidance and consolidate and submit the Regional Accomplishment Report on HG implementation. So, sabi ko nga po kanina, ipapakita ko yung mga annexes na ipapasa natin. Okay? And then, continue. Education Support Services Division, so ESSD, Regional Guidance Counselor or designate preferably a registered guidance counselor. They provide technical assistance in the conduct of homeroom guidance and conduct capacity building to division program managers in coordination with regional ESP supervisor. Okay? So, next po. Okay, so sa central office naman, the Bureau of Curriculum Development or the BCD serves as the program manager in the central office. The focal person ensures the correct curriculum articulation and consolidates annual report on the conduct of homeroom guidance. And then the Bureau of Learning Delivery, BLD, ensures that appropriate pedagogical approaches are employed on how to deliver the curriculum content. And then 3, the Bureau of Learning Resources ensures the availability of learning resources to the field units. Okay? So, yun po yung mga roles and responsibilities ng DepEd offices kung bakit natin in-implement yung guidance at yung purpose po nito. Okay, next. Okay, so now we go to the assessment of learners' development and monitoring of the program. So, dito na po, makikita na po natin yung mga annexes para sa evaluation ng ating guidance, homeroom guidance program. So, though the intent of HG is to help learners develop competencies that will aid them in facing different issues and tasks, it is important to still track their level of development. Homeroom guidance implementers, which is the class advisor, must always keep in mind that the program shall capacitate learners towards success. Hence, compared to the formal learning areas that are being measured following the DO number 8, series of 2015, homeroom guidance shall utilize Learners Development Assessment Tool, Annex 5, guided by the verbal descriptions below. So, ito po yung ating verbal descriptions. No chance to observe or NO, the learner did not submit outputs or has not shown any of the target competency in a particular quarter. Needs improvement, NI. The learner accomplished and submitted 30% of the output in a particular quarter or has not acquired the target competencies. Developing, D. The learner accomplished and submitted 60% of the output in a particular quarter or has acquired some of the target competency. Then sufficiently developed, SD, the learner accomplished and submitted 90% of the output in a particular quarter or has acquired the target competency. And developed and commendable. DC, the learner accomplished and submitted 100% of the output in a particular quarter and has acquired the target competency and showed commendable application in real-life situations. Okay? Okay, so ito po yung sinasabi ko po kanina na mga forms na ating i-fill out po. So, ito po yung nasa Annex 5. So, this is for the junior high school. So, Homeroom Guidance Learners Development Assessment. Siyempre, hindi ko na yun babasahin. Okay. So makikita nyo naman po, nandito po sa ating slide, na nandyan pa rin naman po yung definition, and also, i-rate nyo lang siya. 4 being the highest and 0 being the lowest. Okay, so nandito na rin naman po yung description. And then don't forget, 2 pages po ito for the junior high school. You have here the name and signature of advisor, name and signature of guidance counselor, and school head, then parent or guardian. Sa senior high school naman po, ito naman po yung sa senior high. Ayan. So, 1 page lang naman po siya. Yung sa second page kasi, ano na lang yun, nandun na lang po yung mga pirmahan na katulad din po sa junior high. Okay po. So, speaking of the assessment of learners' development and monitoring of the program, so, yung mga pinakita ko po yun sa inyo na annexes, learners' development shall be assessed through their portfolio and performance task. conduct of homeroom guidance is mandatory, but this is not part of the academic rating. Okay. Grades are just descriptive. So, hindi po ito super na mame-measure talaga kasi descriptive nga. So, needs improvement description shall not be treated as failed but shall indicate the need for intervention from school and home. So, more on observation po talaga tayo. Okay? And in the event that the learner remains at the needs improvement at the end of each quarter, the advisor, guidance counselor, and parents need to work together to provide intervention. Disciplinary cases of learners must not affect their HG grades. Okay, so iba naman kasi yung mga bata na kapag kasama nila yung teachers and mga kaklase nila sa within the online class, iba din naman yung may ginawa yung bata outside the school. Ganon. So, hindi siya masyadong sukatan dapat. Okay? Kaya maging careful din tayo sa pagbibigay ng grades na hindi ibig sabihin galit ka, ire-revenge mo yun sa bata. Okay? Okay, so homeroom guidance grades must be reflected in the SF9 and SF10 using the following description. So, ayan, nasabi ko na po kanina. So, no chance to observe, NO, needs improvement, NI, developing D, sufficiently developed, SD, and develop and commendable, DC. The details of the learner's development assessment results shall be attached to the said forms. There is no need to put equivalent ratings or computations for each description. Okay? So, yun po. So, now we go to monitoring and evaluation. So, success and sustainability of the program will only be ensured if there is a systematic and adequate monitoring and evaluation. Monitoring and evaluation shall be done from September 2021 to July 2022 or as scheduled by the department. Reports on the results of the monitoring and evaluation shall be submitted at the end of school year 2021 to 2022. The following are the offices and units directly involved in the implementation and monitoring of this program. Okay, so there's the school level. The school head leads the monitoring in coordination with the guidance counselor or guidance designate using the homeroom guidance school observation tool and homeroom guidance school implementation tool. So we have here the Annex 1 and Annex 2. So ito po, homeroom guidance class observation tool. So ayan po, kami na lang po dito ni Ma'am A yung mag-uusap po. And then, meron pang isa, the Annex 2. Ayan, homeroom guidance school implementation tool for the school level. Okay, so school implementation tool. And then, for the school's division level, the edukasyon sa pagpapakatao or ESP supervisor under the Curriculum Implementation Division, CID, in coordination with the guidance counselor or designate in the division office, leads the monitoring using the Homeroom Guidance Division Monitoring and Evaluation Tool, see Annex 3, after the slide. Division monitoring results shall be submitted to the regional ESP. So, ito naman po yung Annex 3 or the Homeroom Guidance Division Monitoring and Evaluation Tool. Okay? So, for the regional level naman, the ESP supervisor under the CLMD in coordination with the ESSD focal person for guidance and counseling leads the monitoring in the regional level, focusing on the entire implementation of the homeroom guidance. They shall submit the homeroom guidance regional monitoring and evaluation tool, see Annex 4, to the Bureau of Curriculum Development on or before July 12, 2022. So, ito naman po yung homeroom guidance regional monitoring and evaluation tool for the regional level. Okay? So, for the national level naman, the Bureau of Curriculum Development leads the overall monitoring and evaluation of homeroom guidance. The Bureau representative shall consolidate the homeroom guidance regional monitoring and evaluation reports and coordinate the results to other bureaus of the central office, that which may serve as reference for future enhancements of the program and related policies. Okay? So, hindi na rin naman po tayo nitong hanggang sa school level tayo. Okay, so effectivity, this shall take effect in school year 2021 to 2022 and succeeding years immediately upon publication in the DepEd website. So, with the implementation of the Homeroom Guidance Program, nagre-rely po ako sa inyong mga teachers, humihingi po ako sa inyo ng suporta para po maipaabot natin sa mga bata that they are safe in our school. So, ito pong HRGP, alam ko po karagdagang trabaho ito, pero para naman po ito sa ikabubuti ng lahat. So, sana magtulungan po tayo as a school, as a family, para po kahit papano po, in our own little way, we have saved a soul for today, just for today. Sana maliwanagan natin yung mga bata, especially this pandemic na nawiwindang na sila kasi nakakulong sa bahay. So, ito pong HRGP, makakatulong po ito sa kanila, at least for them, na may awareness sila kung okay pa ba sila sa kanilang mental health. Kasi sobrang naglalaban po kami ng mga guidance counselors, kami mga advocates of mental health. Okay po. Okay, so to end my discussion, I would like to share with you this quote. This quote was taken, narinig ko to actually nung nagsasalita yung speaker, tinype ko dito sa phone ko para lagi kong maalala. This was from my very last seminar attended ever, last 2019 pa. Kaming mga guidance counselors from the Philippine Guidance and Counseling Association, sa Cagayan de Oro pa yun. Ayan. Talagang pinagsumikapan kong mag-travel. Yun na pala yung last. Okay, so sabi ng aming speaker, children who are loved at home come to school to learn, while children who aren't come to school to be loved. So, minsan, merong mga nagpapasaway sa ating mga bata, akala natin, ganun talaga yung nature nila. But actually, these behaviors, dito kasi nagmamanifest na dito sa school, they are free to make pasaway. Kasi, dito yung mga kaibigan ko, and actually parang there are chances na yung mga bata hindi naniniwala sa inyo kasi ang isip niyan ay si mama nga tsaka si papa, hindi ako pinapagalitan, what more si sir tsaka si madam. Okay, so konting pasensya sa mga bata, alam ko mahirap, ako din nahihirapan din ako, especially teenagers. It's not my forte kasi galing ako sa preschool and elementary, pero behind those misbehaviors is a little child who is waiting to be heard. We all have our own inner child. So, wag na wag niyong kakalimutan yan. Even kayo, teachers, even as we get older, never ever turn your ear away from your inner child. So, pakinggan niyo yung mga bata. There are reasons behind their misbehavior. Okay? So, that's too much information already. By the way, this is my bedroom. Okay, so anyway, thank you so much for listening, and sana po, sooner or later, magkita-kita po tayo ulit, and see you on the next seminar. Bye-bye!